Traveling to work is what I would say is kind of like running 10 miles before you even get to the start of the marathon. There's always a lot of dynamic objects moving, people moving throughout Penn Station, rushing to get where they're going, their noses are in their phones, they're not looking at where they're going, so I have to compensate for all of that. You're always making split-second decisions about things that you have very little information about. So for someone who is visually impaired like me, who can't see, you have about a 4-foot radius of information that you can pick up with your cane. By the time I get to work, it's like I've had a full day already. My name is Jack Chen. I am currently a product counsel at Google. I've been working at Google now for about 6 years. I am like the quarterback or the general counsel for the product from a legal perspective. So anything that happens in the product in Chrome OS and Chromebooks, I'm responsible for figuring out what the legal risk is, how to navigate around it. It spans all kinds of areas of law, right? From trademarks to open source, to privacy, to litigation. So I get to put on lots of hats. I get to learn lots of different kinds of law, and I find that super interesting. So I am totally blind, and that means that I have no light perception whatsoever. I wasn't born that way, though when I was born I had some limited vision. When I was 16, I went for my last eye operation, where because of some hemorrhaging and some head movement during the operation, I lost the remaining sight. Most people will ask me, what's the most difficult thing about being a lawyer and being blind? And I'll be really honest, it's kind of hard for me to think about that now. I kind of say to myself, well, no, I don't really have a lot of challenges. I found ways to get around most of the things that are difficult. Just to give you a little bit of a sense of that, I use a couple of different types of technology to do my work. The main one is the screen reader, which you can think of as the computer reading back to you everything that comes onto the screen. On my laptop, I'll use it. On my phone, I'll use it. And even on the video conferencing systems that we use here, I'll use it. So I found a way to kind of get all the information I need to get by making the devices talk to me.
8:45 a.m. now, Jack Chen, Bloomberg interview.
And one of the things that I do that to help the fact that it takes me longer is I turn the speed up on the speech just about as fast as it can go, just about as fast as a human could possibly understand it, to give myself some efficiency. Anything that's visual is a challenge. So redlining, for example, lawyers do, right? Redline. That's very difficult for me because the program that I use to read documents has to then read to you the content as well as read to you what's stricken through or what's underlined or what color it's in. So it gets very wordy and very difficult to read. But I found ways around that. I might, in a negotiation, write up all my red lines in a document, have it at my fingertips so that I could refer to it, and not actually even have to go to the document as I'm negotiating a deal. I've also found that living kind of my daily life has been really useful and helpful for me to counsel my clients. I'm able to help them because a lot of times when you try to find creative solutions, you also run into roadblocks. That's the kind of thing I've done my whole life. I'd love someday to be able to put the skills that I've learned together and lead a larger and more formal team, some kind of general counsel role potentially.